Here is a check at the Tencent Music Post, the company going public this morning and surging in its debut. It's up more than 7.5% in its first day of trade here at the NYSE. Let's send it over to Deirdre Bosa for more on the IPO and the backstory on the company. Deirdre.
Hey, Sarah. Well, that's right. Shares popped 12% in the first few minutes of trade, but as she mentioned, now up about 7.5%, about 15 minutes left in the session. But it was a rocky path to the public markets for the company. Shares priced at the bottom of its expected range. Just a few months ago, some were expecting this company to debut with a market cap of between $25 and $30 billion. Instead, Tencent Music delayed its listing for months due to market volatility. It also scaled back its valuation and how much stock it would sell. Now, that has raised some questions about the mega listings shaping up for next year. These are some of them. Uber and Lyft have filed paperwork confidentially. Slack has selected Goldman Sachs as lead underwriter. Airbnb and Palantir could also go in 2019. So these candidates are likely watching how Tencent Music trades over the next weeks and months very closely. But even with stock market swings, even if they continue into next year, and if Tencent Music struggles post-IPO, bankers don't expect the pipeline of American unicorns to be deterred. Tencent Music, keep in mind, is a Chinese company, so it could be more susceptible to trade negotiations between Washington and Beijing, like we have seen from its peers this year. Chinese listings in the U.S. have lost nearly 12% on average this year since they went public, versus a 6.5% gain for all U.S.-listed IPOs. Guys?
I wonder, Deirdre, if they, like some of the other Chinese internet names like Alibaba, are going to be vulnerable to, the narratives that change every single day, sometimes multiple times a day on the trade discussions.
Yeah, and you've certainly seen that this year, that they trade like proxies for the trade war. So on comments that are positive, they move up as a group. On comments that aren't so positive, that are on increasing tension, they move lower. So sometimes they don't necessarily trade on their fundamentals, which is a risk that Tencent Music takes by pricing and going public in the U.S. But at the same time, the record for Chinese IPOs in Hong Kong hasn't been great this year either. It's been even rockier there.
Good point. Well, today the narrative is a hopeful
it's a positive one, yeah.
So they have that going for them.